So I want to talk about those 4 games. Sean Payton is an interesting guy to me, John. I think he's a very good coach. I don't think he's a Bill Parcells Hall of Fame guy, but I think he's a very good coach. I think, if he can go and win and improve the Broncos, get them some AFC West titles, unseat the Chiefs, I think he can move into that great role. But I do think he's a very good coach. I like him personally. I like him as a coach. Russell Wilson, I love the guy. I love him as a person, a quarterback, but he isn't the Russell Wilson of old. I said last year, there was a lot of angst this time last year in Raider Nation. I said, guys, if you were even watching him before his injury, he isn't the old Russell Wilson. So this isn't disrespecting him. I think he's a great guy, but he's not who he used to be. Now, luckily for them, last year they had the second worst coach in the National Football League. And that was just so stupid to watch. It was almost as bad as watching the coach of the Chargers. But they go out and they get a Sean Payton who I think's going to put him in positions to succeed. Sean Payton's not going to be calling plays that Russell Wilson can't do anymore. So I think they're going to be better, but it's not like I think Sean Payton is the greatest coach in the history of the NFL or where Russell Wilson is today. What do you think of that analysis of the Broncos?
I think it's a lot closer to 2025 than it is 2015 with Wilson. You're more optimistic on Russell Wilson than I am. I'm not sure that football is a top 3 priority for him at this time. He looked horrific last year in a badly coached team. It was very early in the year. We saw a very special timeout called by Denver that pretty much told you, okay, this is probably not going to last too long. And you saw defense get frustrated. If Russell Wilson is very productive again, I will be surprised, and I will tip my hat to him and give all the credit in the world to he and Sean Payton. I don't know what Sean Payton's doing going back to take Russell Wilson in 2023 when there were maybe other opportunities in the NFL to work with a younger quarterback or wait another year. I think this is a big roll of the dice by Sean Payton. I think it's a bigger roll of the dice than the Raiders going with Jimmy Garoppolo, to be honest with you. I'm not optimistic on the Broncos. I think they're a sitting duck, really. I think they are a sitting duck for the Raiders to go get right out of the gate. And for me, the Broncos' start to their season is way more important than most. They all matter a ton in the NFL. There's only 17 games, but I think the Broncos are in some trouble, and I do not expect much out of Russell Wilson at all. I think it is past prime, and I don't know that they're going to find productive answers.
Then you go week 2, which is a game I think you and I are just in total lockstep on.
Yeah.
You go to Buffalo. I think they're one of the elite teams. They're one of my teams that I have as a true contender. Would not be shocked if they won and played in or won a Super Bowl. Heading all the way to the East Coast from the Pacific time zone. I listen, do I think the Raiders can be competitive? Yeah, if you define competitive for me, but that is the position of a franchise in such a better place. I just don't see the Raiders having a shot there. And to be honest, I don't know of any of the other 31 teams in the NFL heading into Buffalo week 2 that I would predict to win. So this is not a slam on the Raiders. I think it's just speaking about how highly I respect the Bills.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be very, very difficult. They're not going to be expected to win. At the same measure, the next week, hosting Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football, I would give the edge and expect the edge to the Raiders on that one because the environment is going to be fantastic. It's, it's just more likely than not a home team's going to win that game, meaning if it was in Pittsburgh, I'd probably take it the other way. We don't know what we're going to get from the Steelers, but after a week or two, I don't know for sure if we're really going to know because obviously they've got a pretty young quarterback and we don't know exactly what that's going to produce quite yet.